fans make their way into the baseball park to see, hopefully, the first home sweep of the 2014 season. Hello, everybody, and welcome inside Dodger Stadium. I'm Alana Rizzo. I want to talk a little bit about left fielder Matt Kemp. I say left fielder because he's making his 21st start in left field tonight against the Colorado Rockies, and after every game, he says he feels a bit more comfortable, but where he's really shining as of late is offensively. You can see that Matt Kemp is certainly heating up. Look at the average, significantly different. In April, it was 225. May, it increased to 266. And midway through the month of June, it has risen 55 points to 321. In 16 games in the month of June, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, a 400 on-base percentage, and a 954 OPS. Matt Kemp certainly heating up at the plate as well as getting more comfortable in left field. Tonight on the hill for the Los Angeles Dodgers, it is the southpaw, Clayton Kershaw, up against another lefty in Jorge De La Rosa for the Colorado Rockies. Your Dodgers going for the sweep after the break. The legendary Vince Scully on the call. Stay with us.
The stadium where the monkey shine started right off the bat in the Dodger dugout as Justin Turner gets a big handful of ice cubes, drops them down the back of Hyun-Jin Ryu's uniform. So Hyun-Jin is shaking out the ice right now. The Dodgers suddenly realizing that if they win tonight behind Kershaw, they would be 4 games back of the Giants. A rather remarkable sign of progress, considering not long ago they were 9.5 behind San Francisco. And it would just seem that the dugout and the players therein reflect the feeling of the ball club as they begin to come alive, they hope. They first of all are trying to sweep Colorado, then they'll go down the road to play San Diego, then they're going to face a very hot Kansas City club. And by the way, the answer to the question about Hanley Ramirez, after hurting his ring finger of his right hand last night, he is back in the lineup. So the Dodgers feeling much better about that. As far as Walt Weiss is concerned, he is missing 3 solid players. Mike Kadire, who was the batting champ last year, Nolan Arenado, the young third baseman, and Carlos Gonzalez, better known as Cargo. Here's his lineup. Corey Dickerson in left field and Brandon Barnes in right. Troy Tulowitzki at shortstop. Willen Rosario behind the plate. Drew Stubbs in center. Josh Rutledge at third. Kyle Parker just called up recently. He's made 2 appearances as a pinch hitter in the series. He starts tonight at first base. DJ LeMahieu at second base, and Jorge De La Rosa on the mound. Clayton Kershaw with a record of 6-2, 1-0 against the Rockies this year, 11-5 lifetime. He is 6-1 over his last 9 starts against Colorado, and he's working on a 3-game winning streak, and his earned run average over that period of 3 wins, 1.8. So Clayton Kershaw working on the left-hand hitting Corey Dickerson playing left field. Dickerson, out of Mississippi, was a baseball, football, and basketball star in high school, and he was also a pitcher. He has a look and swings, fouls the first pitch back, and the count 0-1. Corey in high school was clocked at 94. A lot of people were interested in him. He also played third base and shortstop, and then suffered a torn labrum in his junior year. That sent him to the outfield, and it's worked out. Here he is in the big leagues. So Dickerson leading off. Clayton back with a pitch swung on and missed, and the count 0-2. Dodgers have won 8 of 12 since Don Mattingly spoke out about the fact that the ball club was not playing collectively. Whether that has done it or not, they are playing better, and the skipper watching over them and their little 2-game streak against Colorado. Breaking ball is off the plate, 1-2 the count. The temperature at the start of the game, a delightful 70 degrees. Kershaw, knowing full well a victory tonight gets them within 4 of the Giants, who lost 7-6 this afternoon. It looked to be a great pitching duel. It just shows you can never figure this game out. Chris Sale, marvelous pitcher for the White Sox, against the outstanding Tim Hudson of San Francisco. Game was delayed about 12 minutes because of rain, and it wound up 7-6 Sox. 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball hit late and foul off into the crowd, and the count 2-2 to Corey Dickerson. Good size. He's 6'2", 210. Just turned 25 years old. Brandon Barnes hitting back of him. Dickerson had a couple of extra base hit games back-to-back against San Francisco. Takes a high curveball that dips into the strike zone for strike 3. Corey shakes his head and walks away. So Dickerson called out on strikes. 1 away. Take a look at the Dodgers with the leather. Gonzalez and Gordon, Ramirez and Rojas, with Kemp, Van Slyke and Puig, and A.J. Ellis catching his buddy Clayton Kershaw. Here's Brandon Barnes. Interestingly enough, Brandon Barnes with a home run inside the park to beat San Francisco. Swings at the first pitch, lifts it to right center, very playable, drifting over his Van Slyke and makes a catch. So 1 pitch, and we have 2 out now. And that will bring up Troy Tulowitzki. So Tulowitzki off to a tremendous start because he's quite a ball player. Troy hitting .361, 18 home runs, 45 runs batted in. We have mentioned it, but we're not going to see him for a while, so I guess we should mention it again. He wears number 2 in honor of his hero, Derek Jeter. Growing up in Sunnyvale, the walls in his bedroom were covered with pictures of some great shortstops. And here's the first pitch to Troy. He has a look at a curveball low, ball 1. He had one wall with pictures of Derek Jeter. Another had pictures of Nomar Garciaparra, and another area with Alex Rodriguez. Troy waiting, 1 ball and no strikes. Here comes Kershaw back with a pitch in on the hands, picks up the corner, check swing, and Phil Cuzzi says strike, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike to Troy Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki, even in talking to his college coach and talking to his big league skipper, constantly trying to improve himself. He'll be 25 years old. In fact, we'll have to add a couple. He'll be 30 years old in the middle of October. He's the boy who signed a contract and 14 months later was playing in the big leagues. 2-1 pitch, swung on, fouled away, and the count 2-2. Troy Buckley, who coaches the baseball program, and a fine program it is, at Long Beach State. Troy here tonight, and of course he and Troy got together, the two Troys, talking about their days together in college. Tulo went to Long Beach State and was drafted #1 back in 2005. 2-2 fastball punched on the ground to the right side. Gordon is on it to throw him out, and it's a relatively easy inning for Clayton Kershaw. Down go the Rockies, and at the end of half an inning, Colorado nothing, and the Dodgers coming up. Makes 12 pitches, strikes out 1, puts the top of the first inning in the books, and the Dodgers now preparing to go up against the left-hander Jorge De La Rosa. The Dodger lineup: D. Gordon at second, Hanley Ramirez, sore finger or no, at shortstop, and then Yasiel Puig in right field. Adrian Gonzalez at first. Matt Kemp in his last dozen games hitting .400. He's in left field. Scott Van Slyke in center with the left-hander going. A.J. Ellis behind the plate. Miguel Rojas at third. Looks like Justin Turner might break back into the starting lineup Friday night in San Diego. And Clayton Kershaw on the mound. On the mound for Colorado, Jorge De La Rosa. He's from Monterrey, Mexico. 6'1", 215-pounder, 33 years old. From San Nicolas in Mexico, originally signed by the Diamondbacks out of the Mexican League in 1998. He had Tommy John surgery in 2011, and last year had a banner year for the Rockies. He was 16-6. He was also 16-9 back in 2009, so you know he can pitch. However, the Dodgers have given him a bad time. He is 3-9 lifetime against the Dodgers, and actually his club is 3-11 in the games he has started against the Dodgers. So he'll be tested immediately. It'll be D. Gordon, Hanley Ramirez, and then Yasiel Puig. De La Rosa's had a problem with his back. Left-hander deals in the first pitch is low, ball 1. Back's been stiff. They've worked on him, and they hope that he's ready to go. He's looking for answers. He's lost his first 8 decisions to the Dodgers, covering 10 starts. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball low, ball 2, 2-0. D. Gordon, as he checks in to start things off, hitting .281, 2 home runs, 21 runs batted in. De La Rosa turns on the rubber, and his 2-1 pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. Couple of notes on De La Rosa. Number one, he gets a lot of 3-0 counts. He's walked 25 right-hand batters. As a starting pitcher, he's high up there, a total of 32 walks, and his pitch is way outside ball 3, 3-1. He has also become a ground ball pitcher. For years, De La Rosa would be giving up those long fly balls, sometimes home runs for Colorado. But over the years, he's become a ground ball pitcher. Almost 2 ground balls to any fly ball. So 3-1 the count to D. Gordon. Jorge ready, hesitates, deals, fastball inside corner, and the count 3-2. Talking about 3-2, that's another thing that De La Rosa does an awful lot. However, when he does have the count full, you know what the hitters are batting? 122. So let's see about Gordon. Fastball foul back, and it stays 3-2. Left-hand batters are hitting only 176 against De La Rosa, and he had a magnificent month of May. He was 4-0 in May and an earned run average of less than 2. So he can pitch. Make no mistake about it. 3-2 pitch coming up to D. Gordon. De La Rosa's fastball lifted down the left field line. Starting to go foul. A trio chasing it. The closest man is Dickerson, but he couldn't make the play. So Corey Dickerson hustling over, unable to catch up to it. So Gordon will come back and work on a 3-2 count. Another breakdown, a close look at Jorge De La Rosa. In the first 3 innings of his games, his earned run average is 2.7, and the hitters hitting 198. That's in the first 3 innings, and the first 25 pitches very effective. 3-2 pitch to D. Gordon. De La Rosa delivers. Fastball is just outside ball 4. So Gordon draws the walk. And immediately, De La Rosa will have to work from the stretch with Hanley Ramirez. Last night, Hanley Ramirez was just eaten up by a hard ground ball that actually hit his ring finger. He was swinging his hands around and could not stay in the game. In fact, he went out, and if you've ever played this game and stuck a finger in a hard ground ball, you know it's pretty difficult to come back. Well, it was doubtful he'd come back, but here he is. So Hanley Ramirez right back in the lineup, and Yasiel Puig hitting back of him. Hanley hitting 260, 11 home runs, 42 runs batted in. Last night had the big home run in the 3rd inning, and then Carlos Triunfel, hitting in his position, hit the home run in the 7th inning, and the Dodgers went on to win 4-2. So Triunfel sitting in the dugout taking in the game. Boy, what a thrill that must have been for him. First major league home run last night. We're in the bottom of the 1st. Gordon at first. De La Rosa throws over. D back on the bag. So for De La Rosa, he's on the horns of a pretty good dilemma with Gordon the runner and Ramirez at the plate. Gordon has stolen 36 out of 42. De La Rosa plants the left foot. Veteran left-hander looks in to get a sign. Now Jorge out of his stretch. Takes a look over, comes to the plate, and it's line foul down the right field line. And the count 0-1. So Hanley Ramirez bouncing back from a painful injury, albeit not serious, but it would be enough to knock you out of the lineup for a few days. De La Rosa has done well against the Western Division, against every team, Giants, Arizona, San Diego, but not the Dodgers. Jorge set again, looks over at Gordon, comes to the plate, ground foul the other way outside of 3rd, and the count stays 0-2. De La Rosa is also a marvel. I mean, every time you go to the mile-high city of Denver, you talk about how tough it is for pitchers to earn a living in the ballpark there. But actually, he has a great record at home. He's about 15 games over 500 at home and about 12 games under 500 on the road. Sometimes you just can't figure out the game. 0-2 the count to Hanley Ramirez. Here comes De La Rosa's fastball down around the shoelaces. 1-2 strikes. De La Rosa 3-9 lifetime against the Dodgers. 24-13 against the West. 1-2 strikes. Gordon takes his lead, held on by Kyle Parker. De La Rosa, good size, 6'1", 215 pounds. 33-year-old left-hander is set, and the 1-2 pitch coming up, and it's low, ball 2. 2-2. When you break down De La Rosa's pitching, the batting average, first 15 pitches, 0.71. Then it jumps up through 30 to 214, to 45, 231. When it gets up 46 to 60 pitches, 333. And by the time he gets in the 70s, the opposition hitting about 580. 2-2 pitch is instead a throw to first. Gordon back on the bag. So, of course, I guess when you figure it, De La Rosa fighting his control all the time. In fact, when he walked Gordon, that is the 60th walk that he has given up this year. So he makes a lot of pitches, and the more pitches, I guess he becomes more tired and eventually starts giving it up. So we'll see about tonight. Big game for the Dodgers. Could be 4 back of the Giants if they win. There goes Gordon. The pitch is low. The throw is high, and he's under it. His 37th stolen base. So D. Gordon got a good jump. Willen Rosario's throw, nothing wrong with it. It was accurate. It was in the neighborhood of second base, but it was up. So the ball had to be reached for and then brought down. Second baseman covering, DJ LeMahieu, reaches up, comes down late. Gordon hangs on, and he has stolen base number 37. So Ramirez up there now, and it's another 3-2 count. That's the one thing we've talked about since the game began about De La Rosa. He goes 3-2 on the house. So De La Rosa, a left-hander who's supposed to hold runners on, but 5 times he's allowed at least 10 stolen bases. And going out to the mound is Willen Rosario. So a little quick check of what Don Mattingly said before the ball game. Justin Turner's doing better, hoping he'll be ready to start in San Diego. Uribe will DH tomorrow in Rancho. Maybe play 3 in a row, and we'll see where he's at. All right, the meeting's broken up. Ramirez back up to the plate. Gordon at second. Nobody out. 3-2 the count to Hanley with Yasiel Puig waiting on deck. For Gordon, a learning process. Naturally, he has great speed, but it's hard to steal against left-handers. In fact, he now has 37 stolen bases, 5 of the 37 against left-handers. The percentage of success against De La Rosa is now 73%, which is bad for a left-hander. All right, De La Rosa looks back at second, turns off the rubber, does not throw. LeMahieu ran to the bag, just trying to take a step away from Gordon. We're just starting. We're in the bottom of the first inning. He went 3-2 on Gordon, who walked and stole. He's 3-2 on Ramirez, and he is that kind of a pitcher, and always will be. He'll go 3-2. De La Rosa ready. And the 3-2 pitch is low. A scrambling block by Willen Rosario. So Ramirez walks. 61 walks given up by De La Rosa. We can take a look at Colorado defensively with Parker, LeMahieu, Tulowitzki, and Rutledge, and the outfield of Dickerson, Stubbs, and Barnes. So now the batters making the Colorado bench a little anxious. Tommy Reynolds, the bench coach, and Walt Weiss, the skipper. 2 on, nobody out, first inning, and Yasiel Puig checking in. Puig hitting .316 against left-handers, .327 against right-handers, so overall .324. 11 home runs, 41 runs batted in. De La Rosa looks at the runners. Left-hander looks at second, comes back with a fastball inside, ball 1. So De La Rosa, in some ways, his own enemy, having so much trouble. When he pitched against the Giants, he had the bases loaded and gave up a grand slam to Madison Bumgarner, the pitcher. Here's the 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed, off speed, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. So Yasiel Puig followed by Adrian Gonzalez. One ball and 1 strike to count. De La Rosa trying to fight his way out of a first inning jam. The 1-1 pitch is instead a pickoff throw that goes into center field, and the Dodger runners move up to second and third. The De La Rosa wild in pitching to the plate and wild throwing to second base, and he's gotten himself in a mess. The Dodgers now at second and third on the pitching era. Nobody out. And Yasiel Puig trying to make it a big inning and a great start on the evening. One ball and 1 strike to count. De La Rosa went 3-2 on Gordon and walked him, and he stole second. Went 3-2 on Ramirez and walked him. Then throws the pitch away. So now second and third, nobody out. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. De La Rosa set, ready, comes to the plate, breaking ball low and inside, ball 1. The Dodgers have piled up some individual big moments against De La Rosa. For instance, Adrian Gonzalez, Matt Kemp each have 3 home runs against him. Gonzalez and Matt Kemp each have 10 RBIs against him. And they're coming up right after Puig. 2 balls, 1 strike. De La Rosa ready, and the fastball is hit to center. It's playable. Stubbs is there. Both runners tag. Gordon is going to come, and he will bring home the run. And the Dodgers take a 1-0 lead. Ramirez held at second base. So Yasiel Puig picks up a run batted in, his 42nd, and the Dodgers score first. And the batter now, Adrian Gonzalez. So the wild pitch, or the pickoff throw that was wildly thrown into center field, is cashed in as the run is moved up, and the fly ball picks up Gordon. So now Adrian Gonzalez ready to check in. Willen Rosario gesturing to the infield. Ramirez standing on the bag at second. And Adrian Gonzalez now checks in. Adrian struggling, let's face it, hitting .248. 12 home runs, 40 runs batted in. De La Rosa looks back at Ramirez. Now comes to the plate way outside and low, ball 1, 1-0. Adrian trying to get started. Hitting just .158 against left-handers. 1 ball and no strikes. De La Rosa, a high set, comes back, fastball on the outside part of the plate, and they count 1 ball and 1 strike. De La Rosa signed by the Diamondbacks, but after the team stopped a working agreement with Monterrey of the Mexican League, he was back out, and his contract was held out for the highest bidder. 1-1 pitch, a little ground ball to short, Hanley goes to third. Tulo throws out Adrian. So Gonzalez steps to short, 2 down, and the batter is Matt Kemp. Matt Kemp, who has been swinging a very hot bat of late, 1 for 4 last night with a home run. However, he has done all of his good hitting against right-hand pitching. He's batting only 189 against left-handers, so that's a problem for the Dodgers. Gonzalez was hitting 158, and Kemp is hitting 189 against left-hand pitching. So Ramirez down the line from third. By the way, De La Rosa has 3 wild pitches. We always check that. Jorge ready, left-handed delivers, fastball low and inside, ball 1. When De La Rosa's contract was back out on the market, Boston beat out the Braves, the Dodgers, the Giants, and the Yankees with a big bonus of about $600,000. But the way it works in baseball, the Monterey team got 60% of the money. Jorge 40%. The next pitch in for a strike. 1-1 the count. De La Rosa, after signing with the Red Sox, got up to Pawtucket and then wound up with the Brewers and then the Royals and finally the Rockies. He's been with the Rockies since '08. Kemp waiting, and the 1-1 pitch on the way, and Matt backs away way inside at the shins. 2-1 the count. For Matt to be struggling against left-handers, hitting 189, that's news, because in his career he's hitting 331 against left-handers and 419 against De La Rosa. He also has 46 home runs against left-handers. Though De La Rosa's 2-1 pitch is taken low, ball 3. On deck, Scott Van Slyke. So we've had 2 3-2 counts. He's walked 2, and he's back 3-1 as Van Slyke waits. Yeah, that was the first word you heard when you talk about De La Rosa. Oh yeah, he goes 3-2 on everybody. Kemp back up, 3 balls and 1 strike the count. Jorge ready. Matt Kemp waiting, and the 3-1 pitch, fastball sliced foul off to the right, out of play, and sure enough, 3-2. So 3-2 to Gordon, 3-2 to Ramirez, 3-2 to Gonzalez. Sometimes the reports you get are absolutely right on the money. So Jorge ready, 3-2 the count. Ramirez down the line from third. Veteran left-hander ready, and the pitch to Matt Kemp, swung on, line drive, base hit to center. Ramirez scores, and the Dodgers lead 2-0. The Matt Kemp continues to swing that hot bat. Kemp is now hit in 7 straight, and it all started on the 6th of June. Got a pitch up and bangs it to center. So the Dodgers jump out in front. The batter now will be Scott Van Slyke. For Matt Kemp, his 4th home run against Jorge De La Rosa, and 11 runs batted in his career. Van Slyke hitting .262. He has 6 home runs, 11 runs batted in. De La Rosa's fastball is hit in the air to right field. Coming up for it is Brandon Barnes, and that's that. But that for the Dodgers means a deuce on the board. 2 runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and at the end of an inning, Dodgers 2, Colorado nothing. Nothing at the end of an inning for the Dodgers as they try to get well and catch the Giants. They begin the moment 4.5 back because the Giants lost this afternoon. Colorado for the moment 8.5 back. San Diego struggling 13.5 back, and then Arizona picking up the rear at 14. But the Giants are hurting. They've lost 5 straight and 8 of their last 9. So the Dodgers trying to make a move. Kershaw now pitching to Rosario, Stubbs, and Rutledge. Clayton's fastball is high, ball 1-0. When you look at the Colorado lineup, there are 2 left-hand batters. One is the left fielder Corey Dickerson, and the other is the pitcher De La Rosa. The 1-0 pitch on the way, swung on, fouled away. You don't see very many left-handers starting against Clayton Kershaw, and the reason is very simple. Left-hand batters against Clayton Kershaw are hitting 133, 5 singles and 1 double. So Rosario waits. The bull, as they call him, swings, beats it foul into the dirt, and he's still there. 1-2 the count to Willen Rosario. Rosario has power. Certainly when you're playing in Colorado, he is a power to be reckoned with. He had 28 home runs 2 years ago, 21 home runs last year, and Rosario right now has 7. The 1-2 pitch on the way, slow curveball. See you later. Oh, that's not fair. When you're throwing in the middle 90s and then you come up with that thing, the big slow rainbow curve. It was 73 miles an hour, and it just dropped perfectly into A.J. Ellis' mitt. Rosario held up, looked, and the ship left the dock. So that's strikeout number 2 for Clayton. And the batter now, Drew Stubbs, right-hand hitter, takes a strike. Very good center fielder. Stubbs last night had 1 hit. He was 1 for 4. Takes another strike, and they count 0-2. Played the first game, went 0 for 4, struck out twice. So that's been Drew's problem, making contact. Struck out 3 times in 2 games. The next one to Drew is just missing, and a 1-2 count. Clayton Kershaw with remarkable numbers. Since 1920, he has the lowest all-time career earned run average. 1-2 pitch is that big overhand curve, but low, and they count 2-2. The lowest career ERA among pitchers with more than 1,000 innings and more than 100 starts. Unbelievable earned run average of 2.6. Now the 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and down goes Stubbs. 3 strikeouts for Clayton Kershaw. Clayton, in looking at his games this year, his high in strikeouts 9, and he's had 9 strikeouts in 7 different games. So Stubbs joins a long and distinguished list. And the batter is Josh Rutledge. Right-hand hitter, first ball swinging, slicing it foul down the right field line and well out of play. Josh Rutledge out of Alabama hit a home run against left-hander Hyun-Jin Ryu the end of April. Rutledge appeared as a pinch hitter in the Greinke game and doubled in the 7th inning. Tries to hold up and succeeds. Phil Cuzzi says no swing. So Rutledge with the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Josh from Cullman, Alabama, went to the university. 25 years old, 6'1", 190. Signed by the Rockies in the 3rd round just 4 years ago. 1-1 pitch on the way, taken low. But of course the Rockies, remember, they are minus 3 terrific players. Last year's batting champion Mike Kadire, unable to play, fractured shoulder. Carlos Gonzalez, the cargo man, unable to play, bad finger, had a tumor in a finger. That's a strike, and they count 2-2. And Nolan Arenado as a good-looking third baseman as we have ever seen, and he's out with a broken finger. So for Walt Weiss, I mean, he's playing with half a squad. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, missed. Nope, make it a foul ball. A.J. Ellis started after it as if he had a play. So the count's 2-2. So Rutledge still there. Kyle Parker on deck. Ellis looked in his mitt, then went after the ball. Normally on a foul ball, you don't see the catcher running after it. Plate umpire Greg Gibson, who, by the way, has a couple of interesting notes in his background. 2-2 pitch, change, misses at 74, 3-2. Greg Gibson was behind the plate when Randy Johnson pitched his perfect game in Atlanta. That was May the 18th, way back in 2004. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Rutledge. Kershaw deals, fastball fouled away. In fact, the last time we were over in Arizona, it was the anniversary, the 10th anniversary of Randy Johnson's perfect game. Randy was there, spoke a little bit to the crowd. The only thing that made you wonder how in the world 10 years had flown by. Still 3-2 to Rutledge. 2 outs, second inning. Dodgers lead 2-0. And fastball hit to the right side. D. Gordon on his knee makes the play. 6 in a row retired by Clayton Kershaw. And at the end of an inning and a half, Dodgers 2, hello sunshine, the baby waving. Colorado nothing. Of the second. You know, Don Newcomb, he was the first player in Major League Baseball history to win the Rookie of the Year, the Cy Young Award, and the Most Valuable Player in baseball. Well, Tuesday, July 1st, you can take home a replica Brooklyn Nuke jersey, compliments of Time Warner Cable. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. A.J. Ellis takes a strike, and the count 0-1. A.J. getting back into form now, building his average up to 228. Strike one pitch on the way, and that's lifted into right center. Moving back and over as Drew Stubbs makes the catch. So one away in the second. If you joined us a little late, Jorge De La Rosa lived up to the scouting reports on him. He went 3-2 on Gordon and walked in. He went 3-2 on Ramirez right after Gordon stole second. Then he tried to pick Gordon off and threw the ball into center field. So the Dodgers had second and third and nobody out. Yasiel Puig's fly ball to center picked up a run, and the 2-out single by Matt Kemp picked up the other. So it's 2-0 Dodgers. And here's Miguel Rojas checking in. Miguel from Venezuela. Jorge delivers a strike, 0-1. De La Rosa reminds you in some ways of a Japanese pitcher or even an Asian pitcher, because their trademark, they always hesitate and stop in the middle of their delivery. And that's exactly what De La Rosa does. The strike one pitch is a little high, 1-1. Because it's a good idea. The pause allows you to make sure the arm and the body are all in one pace. On TV, you can see the hesitation, and then he works the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count. Now the 1-1 pitch on the way. De La Rosa has it slapped back at first. Nice pick there by Parker. Throws to De La Rosa, covering for the out. So a nice play by Kyle Parker to take a base hit away. De La Rosa over to alertly cover. And Clayton Kershaw will be coming up. Nice play by Parker. Ball hit on his gloved side, though he was able to make the play and then just did spot the throw to De La Rosa. So Kyle turns, hangs it, and Jorge reaches up and then steps on the bag. So 2 out, and here's Clayton Kershaw. De La Rosa now throwing strikes as Parker gets back into his position. And the first pitch in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Clayton not a bad hitter. He's piled up 5 hits. He has struck out 7 times. And the strike one pitch on the way, tapped to short. Tulowitzki, plenty of time, throws him out. So De La Rosa does a complete about face against the bottom 3 in the lineup. 1-2-3, and at the end of 2-0 Dodgers. To nothing as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. It'll be Kyle Parker, DJ LeMahieu, and then Jorge De La Rosa coming up for Colorado. Clayton Kershaw has retired 6 in a row. He has struck out 3. One of the interesting things that have occurred during this 6-game homestand, 16 batters have struck out looking, and of course you saw that big slow curveball that Kershaw dropped in for strike 3. So it is not news anymore. The Dodger pitchers are not only striking out a bunch, they're fooling a lot of them. De La Rosa, meanwhile, did a good job after making 28 pitches in the 1st inning. He makes only 7 to retire the side in the 2nd. So while Jorge thinks things over, Kyle Parker, who made a good play on the ball hit by Rojas, Parker was basically an outfielder, and they finally have made a first baseman out of him. His father was a famous football player, and Kyle takes low, ball one. Parker was a big star at Clemson. He was a quarterback. He had 32 touchdowns, almost 4,800 passing yards. Outstanding player. Swings, doesn't get it, and the count 1-1. So a lot of people depended upon him at Clemson as the quarterback and the team leader, and he has that kind of character. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Kyle swings. It's a little foul ball outside of first. Might have cracked the bat, and he'll have to get another. 1-2 the count. Parker was an outfielder. They weren't particularly thrilled by his speed or even the routes he used it. So they started to play a little bit of first base with him last year. After the regular season, he played exclusively in the Arizona Fall League at first base. So that looks like where he's going to wind up. Of course, Justin Morneau is the regular first baseman now. Parker takes away, and they count 2-2 strikes. So the kid from Clemson, he's 24 years old, lives at St. John's Island in Florida, was born in Evans, Georgia, swings a little late, beats it foul, and he's still up there 2-2. So Clayton Kershaw moving along. By the way, the colleges, of course, are eliminating in battling in the NCAA World Series. We'll give you a final score in a moment. 2-2 pitch on the way, swung on and fouled off. Texas beat UCI 1-0. A seventh inning home run beat the Anteaters and eliminated them in the College World Series. 2-2 to Kyle Parker. Kershaw trying to put him away. Clayton deals. Fastball got him. 94 miles an hour up around the shoulders. That's strikeout number 4 for Clayton. No slow curveball that one. Just the express. So 4 strikeouts. 7 in a row retired by Clayton. And the batter now, B.J. LeMahieu. LeMahieu hitting .257. He has 2 home runs, 19 runs batted in. Clayton starts him. Fastball away, ball 1. Fastball at 95 too. LeMay, right-hand batter, and the 1-0 pitch taken for a strike. DJ is from Visalia but lives in Michigan, went to school at LSU. His father had a lot to do with him learning to play the game. 1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball at the knees. 1-2 the count. LeMahieu was originally signed by the Cubs 2009. Boy, he is a big second baseman. You don't usually see a second baseman at 6'4". The 1-2 pitch punched at and fouled away. In fact, when you look at the double play combination for the Rockies, they are like 2 of the big mountains. You have Troy Tulowitzki, a 6'3" shortstop. That's very rare. And then a 6'4" second baseman. That's rarer still. So 1-2 strikes the count. Here comes Kershaw, and it's chased and missed. A ball down out of the strike zone. And that's 5 strikeouts for Kershaw, and he's retired 8 in a row. And the batter will be the pitcher, Jorge De La Rosa. The Kershaw slider really in the dirt, but LeMahieu looking like he thought it was a fastball, and then the bottom dropped out of it. So under the heading, the bigger they are, the taller they are, etc. And LeMahieu goes down. Now De La Rosa, and he takes low, ball 1. 1-0. De La Rosa has 3 hits, has struck out half the time. 22 at-bats, 11 Ks. The 1-0 pitch high and inside, ball 2. So Kershaw has retired 8 in a row. He has struck out Dickerson, Rosario, Stubbs, Parker, and LeMahieu. Now the 2-0 pitch on the way. Fastball in there, 2-1. You look from above down to the Rockies dugout, and it looks like the team just sitting there hypnotized watching Kershaw. 2-1 pitch on the way, swung on and missed. 2-2. Troy Tulowitzki, who has had his own bouts over the years with Clayton. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kershaw delivers, soft line drive, speared by Rojas at third. Wasn't hit hard. The use of the term line drive just describing the trajectory. So 9 in a row retired by Clayton, and at the end of 2.5, 2-0 Dodgers. Kershaw has made 46 pitches in 3 innings. He's retired 9 in a row. He has struck out 5. The only ball that might have gotten loose was ironically hit by Jorge De La Rosa, but it was speared by Miguel Rojas. So in the bottom of the 3rd, the Dodgers will have the top of the order again. That means D. Gordon, Hanley Ramirez, and then Yasiel Puig. Dodgers trying to beat Colorado 6 of 9 meetings, trying to extend their winning streak to 3 in a row, trying to cut a game off the Giant lead and reduce it to 4. The last time the Dodgers swept Colorado here was at the end of September in 2012. The most recent sweep last year, they swept San Diego. So Gordon opened up with a walk on a 3-2 pitch, stole second. De La Rosa tried to pick him off, threw it away. Gordon went to third, came home on Puig's fly ball. De La Rosa's first pitch in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Jorge De La Rosa, twice a 16-game winner, so you know he can pitch. Jorge ready. Now the strike 1 pitch on the way. A little cutter in for a strike, and the count 0-2. De La Rosa, 33 years old, certainly not old for a pitcher, and having won 16 twice, most recently last year. He got a lot of talent. The strike 2 pitch on the way to Gordon. D, a bad swing, but he got a little touch of the ball and fouled it away. So he's still up there, 0-2. When you talk to De La Rosa about the change as he matured as a pitcher, number one, He said, I've learned to control myself. De La Rosa is also quite a human being. We'll tell you in a moment. The strike 2 pitch is low, ball 1. Jorge has a big mark that he leaves on youth and scholastic baseball in the Denver area. You have to look closely at jerseys for the high school and youth teams. They're beneficiaries of the reviving baseball in inner cities program. But his mark is there. It says Jorge De La Rosa 29. Here's the 1-2 pitch to D. Gordon, and that's foul back. That's because De La Rosa by himself is funding the entire RBI program for 25 baseball teams and 12 softball teams. That means not only uniforms, but umpire fees, coach stipends, equipment, and balls. He's a remarkable guy. 1-2 pitch is nubbed out in front of the plate. Rosario is on it and pulls the first baseman Kyle Parker off the bag. So Gordon is aboard. All-out effort by Rosario. He had to go up the line, made a hurried throw, and Gordon is at the bag. Take another look and see how the scorer sees it. It's going to go as a base hit. Rosario wound up face down on the grass, lying on his chest protector. A good throw would have beaten Gordon by plenty, but it was a good play. We're waiting to see if there's going to be an appeal by Walt Weiss, talking to Phil Cuzzi. I would think day in, day out, night in and night out, the #1 area where the official appeals come in is at first base. So they're going to go to the headphones and get the report from New York. Bang, bang play. Nice stretch by Kyle Parker. Great hustle by D. Gordon. And for that matter, a good effort by Willen Rosario. Rosario's off-balance throw made it close. The question was, did Parker hold before he came off the bag? Phil Cuzzi looked in there and said he came off the bag. So we'll see. They can show it from different sides. The most recent, it looked like Kyle Parker caught it in time for the out. But that's the play. The review is always, it seems, on that bang-bang play at first base. So timeout is the umpires wait. Walt Weiss. It was so close enough it was only natural to appeal the call. So they're having the review. Gordon and Davey Lopes watching the replays on Big Diamond Vision. De La Rosa is talking to the plate umpire Greg Gibson, and we wait. The umpires, Jerry Davis is the crew chief. He's the second base umpire. The more we look at it, the more it looks like Gordon's out. One thing for the first baseman, he has that big mitt, and if you're the first base umpire, it's really hard to say whether the ball is actually in the mitt or not. It's obscured, and we'll watch. Out. Yep. So it was a very fine play by Willen Rosario. A great stretch by Kyle Parker, and Gordon is out. Little number 2-3, and we have one away. So Kyle Parker, learning to play first base, made a dazzling play when you think about it. Walt Weiss right on the money in the appeal. So one out here in the third. Dodgers lead 2-0. And Hanley Ramirez walked in the first inning and came home on a base hit by Matt Kemp. Into the windup goes De La Rosa. Dodgers lead 2-0, and he bounces the first pitch. Ball 1, 1-0. When they asked De La Rosa about the tremendous gesture of providing the money for 25 baseball teams and 12 softball teams, he had a lovely answer. I wanted to pay back the fans. for the support they've given me throughout my career. Jorge De La Rosa, the man from Monterrey, lives in San Nicolas, 33 years old. Two balls and no strikes to Hanley Ramirez. De La Rosa hesitates, comes back, and it's low, gets away from Willen Rosario, and a 3-ball, no strike count. Rosario basically a 4-seam fastball, then a good slider, big curveball, an occasional cutter, and a changeup. Now the 3-0 pitch on the way. Jorge delivers. Fastball is hit inside third. Diving stop by Rutledge to throw him out. What a great play by Josh Rutledge of Colorado. That had double all over it. The Rutledge playing for Nolan Arenado makes an Arenado play. A diving stop. Magnificent. Then he scrambles up and gets it across. And Ramirez goes out 5-3. 2 down in the third inning. The batter now will be Yasiel Puig. So Ramirez 0 for 1, but robbed on a double. 2 out, bottom of the third, 2-0 in favor of the Dodgers. Yasiel had a scoring fly ball to pick up his 42nd run batted in, hitting .324. Jorge ready, left-handed delivers and works it inside at the right knee. 1 ball and no strike. It looked like Puig was so dug in he had trouble getting away from it. He was leaving and his feet was still in the batter's box. 1 ball and no strikes. De La Rosa turns. Veteran left-handed delivers, and the next pitch inside. Though Puig with the count 2 balls and no strikes. Dodgers lead 2-0 in the third. Giants lost this afternoon. Dodgers have a chance to reduce the Giant lead to 4. Just the other day, Giants were leading by 9.5. 2-0 pitch on the way, grounded foul. Jorge De La Rosa and Fernando Valenzuela, they were teammates with Hermosillo in the Mexican League back in 2001 and 2002. And De La Rosa says, I learned a lot from Fernando. Every question I asked, he answered and really helped him. Ground ball, foul outside of third, down the line. In 2009, De La Rosa was pitching for the Rockies and started the year no wins, 6 losses in his first 10 starts. And after June the 1st, he went 16-3. That put him into special company, only the 3rd pitcher in Major League history to go 0-6 and then win 16. 2-2 pitch on the way, sliced foul outside of first, though Puig is still there. So I'm sure sitting upstairs with Jaime Jarrín and Pepe Iniguez, Fernando looks down and remembers those days from back in 2001 and 2002. And like all of us, he's probably wondering where in the world did all that time go. De La Rosa makes his 2-2 pitch on the way, inside, almost hit him, ball 3. So Puig backs out, taking his time. Adrian Gonzalez waiting on deck. 3-2 the count. Clayton Kershaw resting between innings, has retired 9 in a row. And De La Rosa 3-2 to Yasiel Puig. The left-handed delivers and it's swung on and fouled back. 3-2 the count. might have been a little bit of a cutter. It certainly wasn't a fastball, and it wound up in fastball alley. De La Rosa, when the season began, had 70 victories and 57 defeats. Coming in, he is 6-5. Left-hander's 3-2 pitch to Yasiel Puig, swung on, another foul ball. Pitch came up at 92. One of the things that De La Rosa learned was with Ron Svedich, a Rockies mental skills coach. Great part of this game is played between the ears. 3-2 pitch to Puig, and it's ball 4. He wins the battle. And what Ron impressed De La Rosa with, the importance of taking deep breaths and counting to 10 to relax when you get in trouble, rather than to suddenly toughen up and try to bull your way out of this situation. And along the way, Jorge has learned to pretty much control himself. So it took a fine play by Rosario on Gordon, a magnificent play by Rutledge on Ramirez. Otherwise, the bases would be loaded instead of a 2-out walk to Puig. And here's Adrian Gonzalez, lines one down the left field line, in there. Chasing it is Corey Dickerson, picks it up. They are going to wave Puig home. Tulowitzki's throw not in time. And the Dodgers lead 3-0. Taking third on the throw to the plate, Adrian Gonzalez. So Adrian a double, a run batted in. Puig beats the relay throw from Troy Tulowitzki, and Adrian taking third. Worth another look. Pitch sailing away. Gonzalez with it. Lines it in the corner. Corey Dickerson, the left fielder, was shaded the other way with a left-hand batter. Came back, picked it up cleanly, looked for his cutoff man. It was Tulowitzki. Tulo's throw, however, Puig beat it to the plate. De La Rosa angry over the double by Adrian Gonzalez. And the Dodgers now lead 3-0. And for De La Rosa, it's time to count to 10 and take a deep breath. So here's Matt Kemp with a runner at third, 2 out, and the Dodgers leading 3-0, and he fouls it away. 0-1. The one thing that De La Rosa really should be angry with is his lack of control. He has walked 3, and all 3 have scored. That's really been the secret and the base of his problems. Dodgers have only 2 hits. But Puig, with that great speed, and the wild horse scored relatively easy. 0-1 the count to Matt Kemp. Gonzalez down the line from third, and De La Rosa ready. Left-handed delivers a hot one, foul that almost took the heels of Adrian Gonzalez. Matt Kemp with a career batting average of .331 against left-handers, and he probably singled in the first inning and just missed hitting Adrian Gonzalez coming down the line from third. The first 2 games in this series, the Rockies are 2 for 18 with runners in scoring position, and of course 9 in a row have been retired tonight. Dodgers have done very well. Strike 2 pitch is whacked into left field down the line. That will score Gonzalez, and Matt Kemp goes breezing into second base with a stand-up double. And the Dodgers lead 4-0. Matt Kemp now has 12 RBIs against De La Rosa. He really wears him out. So with 2 out, the walk to Puig, the double by Gonzalez for a run, the double by Kemp for another run. And Kemp continues to swing that hot bat, and especially against left-handers. Dodgers, with runners in scoring position now, are 9 for 22. Dodgers also have had 6 of 9 hits come with 2 out. So De La Rosa has to be upset, down 4-0 in the 3rd inning against Clayton Kershaw. And here is Scott Van Slyke. De La Rosa delivers. That's fouled away. 0-1. De La Rosa obviously not throwing very hard. And when you look at your book, you realize he has not struck out anyone. Ready to make his 60th pitch. Puig talking to Adrian Gonzalez, perhaps getting a little bit of a hitting lesson, although he's out hitting Adrian by almost 100 points. But he is still talking to the older pro, and Gonzalez looks like he's agreeing with what Yasiel's talking about. 1 ball, 1 strike. The next pitch is low, ball 2, 2-1 the count. So the Dodgers picked up 2 in the 1st inning. Couple of walks, a throwing error, a stolen base, a scoring fly ball, and Kemp single. And with 2 out in the 3rd, a walk to Puig and doubles by Gonzalez and Kemp. 4-0 Dodgers, 3rd inning. Giants lost today, 7-6. Dodger victory tonight would put them 4 games back. The Giants are heading to spend the weekend with Arizona, the Dodgers with San Diego. 2-1 pitch to Van Slyke, lifted foul off to the right, out of play. Two and 2 to Scott. Van Slyke waiting. Though deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 in, and a runner at second for good measure. Top of the order for the Rockies in the 4th inning. 2-2 pitch to Van Slyke, way off the plate, ball 3. So probably no pitcher in the league goes to a 3-2 count more than Jorge De La Rosa. Waiting on deck, hitting behind Van Slyke, A.J. Ellis. De La Rosa ready, looks back at Kemp, and the next pitch fouled off again. Still 3-2. Dodgers 4 runs, 3 hits. The Rockies no runs, no hits. 9 in a row have been retired. 5 of the 9 have struck out against Clayton Kershaw. All right, Scotty back up. Bearded right-hand batter. De La Rosa ready. 3-2 is high and away. Ball 4. So with everything else, De La Rosa has walked 4. And now he'll face A.J. Ellis. Tommy Runnels talking to Walt Weiss. We were talking last night about Walt Weiss. You know, he's a black belt in Taekwondo. It's not exactly jiu-jitsu, but it sure can be effective. Wonderful shortstop in his day with Oakland and Colorado. So here's Ellis, fly to center in the 2nd inning. Swings, doesn't get it, and the count 0-1. Dodgers getting 4 walks tonight, which reminds me, a great improvement by Dodger hitters, their patience at the plate. With 4 walks, they now have received 253 walks. And of course, once Yasiel Puig learned to show a little patience, he's walked 34 times now. Dodgers are 2nd in the league in discipline, most walks. Strike 1 pitch, A.J. swings, fouls it back, and the count 0-2. The Rockies will have Dickerson, Barnes, and Tulowitzki in the 4th inning. Clayton Kershaw has made 46 pitches. Been kind of a long bottom of the 3rd inning. That left arm, valuable as it is, wrapped up in a towel. 0-2 the count to A.J. Ellis. De La Rosa's fastball high and away, not close, and a 1-ball 2-strike count. So for De La Rosa, as we mentioned, as the pitch count goes, after all of his walks, then he really begins to struggle. First 25 pitches, the league hits 185, but after that, look out. The 1-2 pitch is fouled off again. Two down, 2 on. Kemp at second, Van Slyke at first. For De La Rosa, an endless 3rd inning. This will be his 35th pitch, which also means his 70th pitch in the game. Left-hander ready, and the 1-2 pitch coming up. Very high. So he's not just missing, he's missing a lot. And the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's allowed 10 home runs this year, 9 hit by right-hand batters. De La Rosa, the 2-2 pitch, and that's outside, ball 3. There it is again. He should change his number from 29 to 32. Of course, 32 has been a highlight number. Wow. I mean, Sandy Koufax, Jim Brown, well, you know, it's a magic number. So the run is ready to go from first and second, 2 out in the 3rd, 4-0 Dodgers. Runners go, and it's ball 4, just about over his head. So De La Rosa has walked 5 in 2 2/3 innings. Big Jim Wright, the pitching coach, going out. But as we mentioned, De La Rosa is not just missing. It's not as if he's just off the corner or just a little low. He's all over the place. Coming in, we knew his reputation. A lot of 3-2 counts and a lot of walks. And with 5 walks tonight, he has now walked 64 batters. And remember, he's a 16-game winner twice. But he's really struggling. Could be the stiff back that he has had has broken up his in-between start rhythm. But he was brilliant in May. He was 4-0. So Miguel Rojas comes up. The young third baseman finds the bases loaded. 2 out, 2 in, and the Dodgers leading 4-0. Miguel hitting .273. He has 1 run batted in. Dodgers with Kemp, Van Slyke, and Ellis out on the lines. De La Rosa asking Rosario to go over the signs again. Left-hander ready, and here he comes with the bases loaded, 2 out, and the first pitch is inside, ball 1. 1-0. Rojas starting again tonight. The feeling is that Justin Turner might very well start Friday night. Don Mattingly intimated that in the pregame discussion. Dodgers have done well with bases loaded, and a drive to left field. Back goes Dickerson, watching it go against the wall. In comes Kemp. In comes Van Slyke. Here comes Ellis on a double by Rojas, and the Dodgers lead 7-0. Miguel Rojas short hops the left field wall to drive in 3, and the Dodgers break the game wide open. It's also the 3rd double in the inning. So Rojas had 1 RBI. Now he picks up his first big league double, and it's worth 3 RBIs. The batter now is Clayton Kershaw. You can imagine the feeling in the Rockies dugout. Oh, great. We're down 7-0, and we don't have a hit against Kershaw. Fastball fouled off. 0-1 the count. Franklin Morales, he's been around up and down in the Rockies organization for quite a while. Big left-hander begins to warm up in the Colorado bullpen. A nightmare 3 innings for Jorge De La Rosa. Dodgers 7 runs, 4 hits. They've been given 5 walks. The next one, Kershaw punches it on the ground to Tulowitzki. Tulo takes care of it, and mercifully the inning is over. 9 men come to the plate. The Dodgers hang a high 5 on the scoreboard. And at the end of 3, Dodgers 7, Rockies nothing. Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Honda. Start something special with a great deal on a Honda. Now at your Honda dealer. Well, the Dodgers are certainly on the Ferris wheel right now, riding high 7-0. 7 runs, 4 hits. A big moment in the career of young Miguel Rojas as he doubles in 3 to break the game wide open. A nightmare 3 innings for Jorge De La Rosa. He has now made 76 pitches in 3 innings. Now the story really becomes Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw has faced 9 batters, retired all 9 while striking out 5. So if he keeps getting outs, that will be the main part of the story, unless somehow the Rockies get off the floor. Corey Dickerson, the left fielder, followed by Brandon Barnes and then Troy Tulowitzki. Dodgers trying to sweep Colorado, trying to beat them 6 out of 9 and trying to cut the Giant lead to 4. So let's see what happens with Kershaw. Fastball for a strike. 0-1. Dickerson struck out in the first inning. Corey had to run down that double hit by Rojas. He had to run down the ball hit in the corner by Gonzalez. So curveball breaks and drops in. Wow. 0-2. So he was busy. He chased Rojas, he chased Kemp, and he chased Gonzalez. Big slow curveball. Not much you do about that but take it. Now let's see 0-2. Breaking ball, nubber. Kershaw makes the play. One away in the 4th inning. Brandon Barnes flied to center in the first inning. He of the inside the park home runs. Barnes has had 2 inside the park home runs in the month of June. First time a player has done that since 1987, Ruben Sierra. Of course, when you talk about inside the park home runs, remember outfielder Willie Wilson spent most of his career with the Kansas City Royals. He had 12 inside the park home runs in 19 years. Fouled away, 0-2. Of course, the all-time mark, it was also a different game played, from 1890 to 1905. The man's name, Jesse Burkett. He had 55 inside the park home runs. They might not have had a park. By that I mean maybe it was wide open. Well, down he goes. The out recorded at first. 6 strikeouts for Clayton. He's now retired 11 in a row. And the batter, Troy Tulowitzki, who grounded out in the first inning. Troy Tulowitzki, one of the top players in the league. What's he doing against Kershaw? Well, tonight, grounded out 0 for 1. He was hitting .245 against Clayton with 2 home runs. So here's Tulo. Fastball, chopper, foul down the line. No balls and 1 strike to Troy Tulowitzki. We mentioned earlier his coach at Long Beach State, Troy Buckley, here tonight, had a chance to visit with him. And then Troy was talking to us, talking about how Tulowitzki has never changed since Buckley first met him. Tulo always working extra hard, always looking for the edge, always trying to get better. Off speed, high fly ball to left, but playable. Kemp is there. All right. So for Kershaw, a perfect 4 innings. He retired 12 in a row, and at the end of 3.5 innings, it's Dodgers 7, Colorado nothing. Be sure to bring the kids to Dodger Stadium Sunday, June 29th. Dodgers and Cardinals, and the first 15,000 kids 14 and under in attendance receive an Adrian Gonzalez replica jersey, compliments of Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. For tickets, go to Dodgers.com/promotions today. Dodgers picked up 2 in the first inning, 5 in the third inning. Clayton Kershaw has pitched 4 perfect innings. Crowd in a very happy mood, realizing should the Dodgers win, they would cut the Giant lead that once was 9.5 and cut it to 4. But still a lot of baseball left. And it'll be the top of the order, D. Gordon, who has walked and was thrown out on a very close play in the 3rd inning by Willen Rosario, the Rockies catcher. Oh, and 1. Clayton Kershaw with 8 pitches has made 54 pitches. Retired 12 in a row, and he has struck out 6. Off speed, in nicely. Good changeup, 0-2. You know, I see a fellow like De La Rosa struggling, 5 walks in 3 innings. And then you realize what's going on with Sean Doolittle. Down goes D, 1 out, 4th inning, and the batter will be Hanley Ramirez. Hanley Ramirez walked and was robbed of an extra base hit in the 3rd inning by Josh Rutledge. Last night, nobody could rob him. He hit one in the seats, although Charlie Blackmon tried. And the Dodger dance took on. The bubble machine was activated. So Hanley is 0 for 1, ripped it. We were talking about Sean Doolittle. De La Rosa has walked 5, which means he has walked 64 this year. But Doolittle is a reliever for the Oakland A's. Slow breaking ball strike. Doolittle has 48 strikeouts and 1 walk. 48-1. First pitcher since 1900 to strike out 45 before giving up his 2nd walk. He's gone 48. Foul back. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Hanley Ramirez. On deck, Yasiel Puig. 5 walks and 4 hits, with 3 doubles of the 4 hits, giving the Dodgers the 7 runs. 1-2. First fastball he's thrown in the inning. When the Rockies come up in the 5th inning, Rosario, Stubbs, and Rutledge against Kershaw. Little cutter missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A little while ago we were talking about home runs inside the park when Brandon Barnes was at the plate. There's one here at Dodger Stadium that I guess will never be forgotten. That's going to be smoked into right field for a base hit. So Hanley 1 for 2 with a walk and a single, and the batter will be Yasiel Puig. 5 hits for the Dodgers. The inside the park home run that will never be forgotten here was a grand slam home run by Tony Gwynn. Yasiel going down to the home plate area. Hanley Ramirez bangs it to right, but looks like he's in a little pain. That had to hurt that right hand, especially the damaged finger. But he's a player. He'll take a sore finger and a base hit every time. Base hit to you and me, bread and butter to him. So here's Puig, scoring fly ball, walked and scored a run. Check swing, 0-1. Puig hit that thing off the protective railing in front of the Colorado dugout. Look at the difference, huh? In 67 games this year, 34 walks. In 104, he had 36. As we mentioned, the Dodgers have really improved 254 walks. Fastball hit down the left field line, carrying in the corner, off the box seats. And in a moment, the Dodgers will have runners at second and third. So Puig, fly ball double. Second and third, one out, and Adrian Gonzalez will be coming up. So another double. Dodgers had 3 doubles in the third inning. That's their 4th double. Puig almost reached the seats, but he didn't hit the ball that hard, nor did he give the bat a flip. That was good to see. He just kind of dropped the bat and went on down the line. So we've had doubles by Puig, Gonzalez, Kemp, and Rojas. And Rojas, with the bases loaded, drove in 3. Well, that's going to do it for Jorge De La Rosa. Just a rough night. He goes 3 1/3, charged with at least 7, and we'll be back. And looking for more. With 1 out, they have runners at second and third. They have chased Jorge De La Rosa, and now the big left-hander Franklin Morales takes over. Morales is from Venezuela. He's an even 6, 210-pounder, 28 years old, and was originally signed back in 2002 by the Rockies. There was a time early in his career where I think a lot of people thought, whoops, this guy's going to be a heck of a pitcher. It hadn't quite come about. With the Rockies for a while, from 2007 to 2010, up and down with Colorado Springs. Then he went over to the Red Sox. He was with the Red Sox for 4 years, disappeared to Portland and Greenville, and now he's back up. Franklin, when he was only 5 years old, his dad was killed in a car accident. I'm sure that changed his young life dramatically. And we'll see how he goes now, facing Adrian Gonzalez. The infield is up. First pitch off the plate, ball 1. Adrian Gonzalez grounded to short and doubled to left. Drove in a run, and then he came home on a double by Matt Kemp. Off speed, big change. 1 ball, 1 strike. Morales 4 and 4. High earned run average, just about 6. One reason, 29 walks, 47 strikeouts. So he's like De La Rosa, fighting his control. 1 and 1. Fastball, 1 and 2. De La Rosa disconsolate, alone. When you've won 16 games twice, your pride has really kicked around the stadium, and he's hot. Lasting only 3 1/3 innings, and making 86 the cutoff number. 86 pitches. Line drive into left field, base hit. 1 run will score, brought in by Hanley Ramirez. That run is charged to De La Rosa. It is now 8-0 Dodgers. Morales gives up a hit. So the Dodgers have 8 runs on 7 hits. And there is still another man for whom the left-hander Jorge De La Rosa is responsible. That would be the runner at third. So Gonzalez comes up, bangs one to left. Ramirez brings it in. Hanley scores a second time. Puig takes third. And here's Matt Kemp, who's just wearing them out, has his average up to 274. In there, Rosario almost throwing to third, but Rutledge was not covering. Matt Kemp 3 for 8 with a home run against Morales. Meanwhile, Kershaw and Ramirez rest. 8-0 Dodgers in the 4th inning. Off speed. 0-2. Franklin Morales. Very close to an Australian right-hander in the minor leagues. And a little bit like the odd couple. Here's the strike 2 pitch. Ball 1. The pitcher was Shane Lindsay. At the time, Morales did not have much of a grasp of English. They pitched together in Casper, Wyoming, but they had such similar dispositions. Even though the language didn't work, they got along very well. That was back in 2004. Ground ball to short. They're going to get 1. They will turn it for 2. So the Dodgers settle for 1. And the Dodgers now a commanding lead, 8-0 at the end of 4. And it is Clayton Kershaw now who becomes a major story. Table, Kershaw has retired 12 in a row, and he has struck out 6. Why not take a look at the strikeouts? First of all, it was the leadoff man, Corey Dickerson, and he's blown away. Then it was Wilton Rosario, then Stubbs, then Rutledge, then it was LeMahieu and Parker, and finally Brandon Barnes. So with a runaway game and the Dodgers leading 8-0, all eyes, the whole story becomes Kershaw. He's retired 12 in a row. The only thing close to a base hit was a soft line drive hit to Miguel Rojas off the bat of the pitcher. Jorge De La Rosa. So now it's the second time around, and Willen Rosario, who struck out, leading off. 0-1. Slider in the dirt. What's been going on with Kershaw, you wonder the lengthy delay between half innings. Dodgers had 6 men come up in the first inning, only 3 in the second inning, then 9 men in the third. High foul ball down the line, heading for the stands. So Jorge De La Rosa, who has had probably more trouble against the Dodgers than any other team. That's bounced 1-2. De La Rosa, when he was involved in the decision against the Dodgers in his career, 3 wins and 9 losses. In the games that De La Rosa has started, the Rockies have lost 11 of 14 to the Dodgers. Change missed, 2-2. And sinker. Down he goes. 7 strikeouts. Rosario strikes out a second time. So 1 away, and the batter is Drew Stubbs. Struck out in the second inning. Stubbs from, and we always learn something, he's from Atlanta, Texas. It's up in the northeast corner of the state. Population about 5,700. Chopper to short. Ramirez. 2 down in the 5th inning. Clayton Kershaw has now retired 14 in a row. Josh Rutledge, the third baseman, who made that magnificent stop and took a double away from Hanley Ramirez in the 3rd inning. Rutledge grounded out in the 2nd inning. And a strike. Rutledge signed in the 3rd round 4 years ago. He's the boy from Alabama. Fastball missed. Of course, we're at that stage in the game now where the crowd wants every pitch a strike. Greg Gibson, who was behind the plate on a big night, off speed, fouled away. Greg Gibson worked the perfect game of Randy Johnson, May the 18th, 2004 in Atlanta. We'll see what he's got going tonight. 1-2. Overthrowing a little bit. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 64 pitches. He's made 10 here in the 5th inning. Two and 2. Comebacker. All right. He has retired 15 batters in a row. He has struck out 7. He has not really had even 1 ball hit hard. And so Clayton fully concentrated on the job at hand. Nice easy play, and he walks off leading 8-0. Dodgers, top of the 5th inning. Remember, we talked about the 19 cameras trying to show you a little something different, and it came in kind of handy with D. Gordon. The little nubber, Rosario out, throws to first. Tough call. You can see the ball just about in the first baseman's mitt. Phil Cuzzy couldn't see that, so they appealed it, and we see it from a couple of angles, and sure enough, he was called out, although originally called safe. That camera is going to give us some wonderful insights as we learn how to use it. And meanwhile, Scott Van Slyke bangs one into left field for a base hit against Franklin Morales. So a leadoff single, and that'll bring up A.J. Ellis. When the Dodgers go south to San Diego, Dan Herron will open up against Ian Kennedy. Remember Ian Kennedy with Arizona. Then Josh Beckett will go against Tyson Ross, and Hyun-Jin Ryu will go against Eric Stokes. Then the Dodgers will go to Kansas City. Last we checked, Kansas City had won 9 in a row. Right. The Giants Friday night, Tim Lincecum and Josh Coleman with Arizona. No balls, 1 strike. In there. A.J. fly to center, walk, scored a run. Dodgers 8 runs, 8 hits. Had 8 runs, 7 hits against De La Rosa. A roller to Tulo. They get 1. They throw to first. Not in time. Ball was not hit hard enough to realistically think of a double play. Van Slyke gave it his best shot to break it up.
72, Miguel Rojas.
Miguel Rojas grounded out in the 2nd inning, and then came up in the 3rd and unloaded a double over the head of Corey Dickerson. 3 runs scored. So Rojas had 1 RBI, and with 1 swing of the bat picks up 3 more. Walt Weiss is going to go out and talk to first base umpire Phil Cuzzy. Well, Walt was successful back in the 3rd inning on that close play involving D. Gordon. Then Walt goes back to the dugout and waits. Walt Weiss, a very interesting guy. We told you he has a black belt in Taekwondo. Back in 1988, when he played with the Oakland A's, he always wore the same white North Carolina wrestling t-shirt under his uniform. And talk about superstition, he always wanted to make sure his left sock had to have a hole in it. Superstitious habits that he picked up. We look at that play, can't really see looking at the back of Kyle Parker. This is a good angle. Look at the left foot of Ellis, and the ball very close. This time I think Ellis will be ruled safe. They're tough calls, usually at first base. Weiss is having a tough night anyway, losing 8-0. I don't know if he still does it. He was a very good drummer as a player. He'd sit in with rock singer John Fogerty, Creedence Clearwater Revival. I don't know if he plays drums anymore. Well, what's the call? Safe. All right.
After review, the play stands. Runner safe at first base.
8-0 in favor of the Dodgers. For Weiss, he's no doubt thinking everything goes the Dodger way. And here's Miguel Rojas, 1-4-2. 8 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers. The big story, Clayton Kershaw not only has not allowed a hit, he has retired 15 in a row, a perfect 5 innings. So all of a sudden the entire story is all about Clayton. We mentioned earlier the Dodgers will go to Kansas City after they play in San Diego, and that Kansas City had won 9 in a row. Make it 10 in a row. Kansas City won in Detroit. That's a strike. 2-1 to Miguel. And a one hopper to the right side. Quick feed to Tulo. Guns it to first, and they get the double play. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. And at the end of 5, 8-0 Dodgers. Yankees here at Dodger Stadium in a couple of World Series. 1963, 1977, 1978, and 1981. Well, the first time they ever played a regular season game was 10 years ago on this date, 2004. Dodgers beat the Yankees 6-3. 55,207 were here. Jeff Weaver got the win. Yankees were not too sharp. There were 3 wild pitches, a couple of errors, and Jeff Weaver picked up the victory. The first time played here. Oh, by the way, Derek Jeter went 1 for 4. 10 years ago, he had 1,600 hits. You look where he is for now. Let's go back to this one. Kyle Parker and a strike, 0-1. Talking about Jeter with the 1,600 hits 10 years ago. The last we checked, Derek 3,383 hits. 0-1. Foul back, 0-2. Kyle Parker struck out in the 3rd inning. Off-speed breaking ball strikes him out. Parker way out in front of it. Strikes out a second time. That's 8 strikeouts for Clayton Kershaw. Don't forget, Thursday, June 26th, Dodgers open up a 4-game series with the Cardinals, and the first 50,000 fans in attendance receive a Brian Wilson bobblehead presented by San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino. Get your tickets at Dodgers.com/promotion. 0-1 to DJ LeMahieu. 16 in a row retired by Clayton Kershaw. And it's 0-2 on LeMahieu. Ryan Wheeler, left-hand hitter, comes out on deck. He would bat for Morales. Ryan Wheeler's from Torrance. We told you about Kershaw. He has 8 strikeouts and he has an 0-2 count on LeMahieu. He has struck out 7 times this year. His career high in strikeouts. That's ball 1. One ball and 2 strikes. Fouled away. Nice catch, second level. Round of applause. Guess of somewhere around 40,000, I think, here tonight. Maybe a glimpse of history. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Curveball got him. Big overhand downer. Wow. 9 strikeouts for Clayton Kershaw. More importantly, I guess, he is now retired 17 in a row. Now Ryan Wheeler, the local boy, coming up. Wheeler played third base last night, went 0 for 3 with a walk, struck out twice, appeared as a pinch hitter, and then was taken away for another pinch hitter, Kyle Parker, so he didn't bat in the first game. Ball 1. Fastball foul back, 1-1. Kershaw has now made 75 pitches. Ryan Wheeler went to Loyola Marymount, majored in business administration. Signed 5 years ago by the D-backs. Foul back. Down in the bullpen, that long drink of water, Chris Martin loosening up. There he is, 6'7". 1-2 the count to Ryan Wheeler. Slow and missed high and inside. Crowd wants every pitch to be a strike. 2-2. Got him. 10 strikeouts for Clayton Kershaw, and maybe more importantly, 18 in a row. And he is as aware of it as you and I are. Take a look at those 3. He got Parker, then he took care of LeMahieu, and then the pinch hitter, Ryan Wheeler. And it's 8-0 Dodgers. is driven by your Southern California Mazda dealer. Bottom of the 6th inning, and the brightest light in Los Angeles is not on your screen. The light indeed will be the man coming up to hit, Clayton Kershaw. He has retired 18 in a row. In other words, he has pitched a perfect 6 innings, and he has struck out 10. And although we certainly do not believe in superstitions, we would advise you, if you have a friend or 3 who might love baseball, you might give them a call and say, hey, you better tune in the Dodger game. Kershaw is doing a gem so far through 6 innings. He's made a total of 78 pitches. Clayton with the bat has grounded out twice. And of course, in this modern day, I'm always saying call your friends. You can text your friends. Hashtag Kershaw or something. So here's Clayton. And a strike. Chris Martin is a very interesting story. We were talking about him last night, and maybe a little relief of the tension that's starting to build here. Chris, first of all, is 6'7" out of Arlington, Texas. He wanted a major in meteorology. He wanted to actually chase tornadoes. He had seen a few, couple in person. Get a lot of adrenaline, I can well imagine. Foul ball. Anyway, Martin had a shoulder injury. Couldn't pitch. And he wound up loading trucks for UPS, working and hating every minute of it, working at Lowe's, rolling refrigerators and washing machines for a warehouse called Texas Appliance. He wasn't heading towards meteorology, and he certainly wasn't heading towards a baseball career. He needed to go to school, but he had to work and make some money and pay the bills. And then one day it happened. At Texas Appliance, his boss arrived with 2 gloves and a baseball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That'll do it. So down goes Clayton, 1 out. In fact, he got a piece of it, so he's still there. Anyway, let's get back to Martin. So Martin began to play catch with his boss, and all of a sudden he was throwing, and the ball had old life. And the next day, his arm didn't hurt anymore. Well, that was big shock, big news. Another foul ball. So he decided he would give it another try, and he tried to pitch with the Grand Prairie Air Hogs. If you haven't heard of them, I wouldn't be surprised. That would be the Independent American Association. And the Red Sox caught sight of him. Fly ball, left field. Dickerson is there. Okay, Kershaw can go back, have a rest. 1 down. Gordon coming up. Well, anyway, the Red Sox call Martin pitching. Next thing you know, they worked him out, and they signed him for the 2011 season. By 2014, he didn't even want to watch baseball. He had done all the terrible things. Nothing was developing with him. It was a rags to rags story rather than rags to riches. It was not going to be a Disney movie. Here's Gordon, a strike. Anyway, by the middle of May 2014, he was actually called up. He was going to pitch in a major league game. What a jump from playing catch with his boss behind the warehouse. On the 7th of May, he took the mound in the 7th inning of the Rockies Rangers game. 2 weeks after he had made his major league debut, he retired Texas in order. Ball 2. And when he was pitching in Arlington, he had 100 family members and friends cheering him on. Incredible story. From nowhere to the big leagues, and here he is. Chris Martin from Arlington, Texas. 28 years old. 2-2 the count. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Dodgers 8 runs, 8 hits, no errors, and Clayton Kershaw is without a doubt the story. He's retired 18 in a row, a perfect 6 innings, while striking out 10 off the plate. So Twitter your friends and email your pals, give them a call. When he goes to the mound in the 7th inning, and that's when you begin to take these things seriously. Foul ball. Clayton will be facing Dickerson, left-hand batter, who has struck out and hit back to the box. Barnes, the right fielder, right-hand batter, has flied to center and struck out. And Troy Tulowitzki, right-hand batter, who has grounded out and flied out. So we will see. Fastball, but he missed. So Gordon walks for the 2nd time. And the batter will be Hanley Ramirez. The Dodgers have received 6 walks. So 6 walks and 8 hits, producing 8 runs, including 4 doubles. Hanley Ramirez has walked and scored a run, robbed of an extra base hit by Josh Rutledge, and singled in the 4th inning. Hanley, like so many of the players, waits to hear his song before he gets in the batter's box. That's the real big new deal in this game. 0-1. Eight runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. No runs, no hits, 1 error for the Rockies. Starting pitcher Jorge De La Rosa made 86 pitches and was charged with 8 runs. D. Gordon stole second in the 1st inning. Gordon has stolen 37 out of 43. With the Dodgers leading 8-0, you wonder if he would run it all. Time. Hold everything. A balk. So Chris Martin commits the balk. In the 1st game, Martin pitched in the 6th inning with Gordon at first, and he balked then. So that's twice that Chris has balked, and each time trying to hold Gordon on. So one way or another, he's going to find a way. So Martin with 2 balks, just checking to see if he has any more. He has 1 wild pitch and now 2 balks. On the inside corner, 0-2. Hitting behind Ramirez, Yasiel Puig. D. Gordon at second base with 1 out. The game has reached the stage, and I think you can read the minds of all the people here. They're almost waiting and hoping the Dodgers will make out. Nice catch by Barnes. Good throw. Holding at second is Gordon. You know, the crowd wants to see Kershaw. They want to see the 7th inning. So 2 down, and Yasiel Puig the batter. Yasiel Puig had a sacrifice fly and a run batted in the first inning, walked and scored a run in the third, doubled home Ramirez in the fourth. So he's been busy. On deck, Adrian Gonzalez. Bouncer to the right side. That's the third out, and you can feel it in the crowd. Okay, that's fine. Let's get this out of here. Let's get Kershaw back on the mound. Let's see what he does against Dickerson, Barnes, and Tulowitzki. We'll find out. Okay, we have reached the 7th inning. Clayton Kershaw is leading 8-0. He has retired 18 batters in a row, and he has struck out 10. His career high in strikeouts. He struck out 13 Giants 5 years ago in April. So the stage is set. Let's sit back, watch, and see what develops. Dickerson, leading off, had 3 hits last night. He has struck out, hit back to the box, 0 for 2. Strike, fastball at the knees. One ball and 1 strike. Breaking ball off the plate. 2-1. Breaking ball hit down to short. Ramirez throws it away. On the way to second base goes Dickerson, and the ball retrieved by A.J. Ellis. I would guess it'll be an error all the way. They're waiting on the score. They put an error up, so it is E6. But of course, that immediately changes part of the story. It is no longer a bid for a perfect game. And it's kind of a play that, let's say, most shortstop make that, because he got a nice hop, but just threw it away. Did the ring finger on the right hand bother him on the throw? No. Now Barnes. And is there a letdown psychologically as far as Kershaw is concerned? One and one. Barnes has flied to center and struck out. The fellows who haven't struck out, Tulowitzki and Rutledge. Fastball, 1-2. Tulowitzki's on deck. Tulowitzki tonight 0 for 2, though he is 12 for 51 against Kershaw. He has 2 home runs, hitting probably around 238. Slow and high, straight change. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dickerson at second base, nobody out. And down he goes. So Barnes strikes out for the second time tonight. 11 strikeouts for Clayton Kershaw. And now he's got Tulowitzki. Tulo, one of the 2 men who have not struck out. The other, the third baseman, Josh Rutledge. Tulowitzki grounded to second, flied to left. Big bouncer, fair ball, long throw in the dirt. Great pick by Gonzalez. Whoa, what a play that was. Miguel Rojas makes a great stop on the foul line and makes the long throw, and a great scoop by Adrian Gonzalez. Gordon came over and kind of touched Gonzalez's glove. Big play for the second out. That looked surely a chance for a base hit, and a great play at both ends. 2 down. Dickerson is now at third, and the batter is Willen Rosario. Kershaw low key as he prepares to pitch to the catcher. They are at a strike. 0-1. Fastball, little low. 1-1. Kershaw now made 90 pitches. Up and in. 2-1 to Willen Rosario. Two out, 7th inning. Dickerson at third. Dodgers lead 8-0. fouled at the plate. In Clayton Kershaw's year so far, the longest he has been in a game, he went 8 innings against the Chicago White Sox, made 97 pitches, and won the game 5-2. Crowd now asking him to punch out Rosario. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Rockies catcher. Slow curveball got him looking. Clayton Kershaw has struck out 12. Got a great play by Miguel Rojas to preserve the no-hitter. Got an error by Hanley Ramirez to remove the possibility of a perfect game. And we're heading for the bottom of the 7th. Dodger baseball. Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box for the new Jalapeno Ranch or Barbecue Ultimate Cheeseburgers at participating restaurants. And by the Ram 1500, Motor Trend's 2014 Truck of the Year and first ever back-to-back champion. 8-0 in favor of the Dodgers. For 7 innings, Clayton Kershaw has pitched a no-hitter. It would still be a battle for a perfect game, except for the error by Hanley Ramirez. But in a sense, the scales were balanced with Ramirez making an error. There was a brilliant play on the ball hit by Tulowitzki, fielded by Miguel Rojas, and then the great pick at the end on Adrian Gonzalez's part. 3 changes. Josh Rutledge, who had been playing third base, moves over to short. Charlie Culberson takes over at third, and Adam Ottavino is the pitcher, and Adrian Gonzalez at the plate. They put the shift on. Ottavino, who wears the letter O for his last name as opposed to the numeral 1-1. He's from Brooklyn, New York. Big fella, 6'5", 230. 29 years old come November. Went to Northeastern University. Was originally a first-round pick by the St. Louis Cardinals. His father, back in Brooklyn in the 78th precinct, his father was an umpire. Foul back. When he was pitching for Northeastern, He got everybody's attention back in 2006. The #1 college team was Georgia Tech. He started against them for Northeastern and held them hitless for 6 innings, struck out 12. That's when everybody said, whoa, who is this kid? So the Cardinals eventually signed him. He came up in 2010, just pitched in 5 games. And the next thing you know, by 2012, no longer a Cardinal prospect. Indeed, he was then a Rocky. Big sinking fastball, check swing, and Quinn Walcott says swing. So Adrian strikes out, and we have 1 out, bottom of the 7th inning. Again, you know the crowd is almost anxious for the Dodgers to make out.
Number 27.
After all, they're leading 8-0. They've done enough with the run. What they want to see Kershaw sitting quietly all by herself. Ellen Kershaw, Clayton's bride. Boy, that must be a lonely feeling. Your heart's out on the mound when it's not in your throat. We'll see. Stubbs, Rutledge, and Parker will be due up in the 8th inning. Matt Kemp's had a good night. Single and a double. Knocked in 2, scored 1. 7 home runs, 27 ribbies. Breaking ball hit back a third and down the line. No chance for Culberson. Matt is on his way for 2, and the throw not in time. So Kemp comes up with his 2nd double. Dodgers had 3 doubles in the 3rd inning, another one in the 4th, and another one in the 7th. So 5 doubles tonight of the 9 hits. And the batter will be Van Slyke with Ellis on deck. Culberson trying, but couldn't get there. So Adam Ottavino gives up the double. And a high fly ball to left, very playable. Dickerson is there. So Van Slyke 1 for 3 with a walk. A reminder, be sure to follow every Dodger game with MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. You'll get live look-ins, instant replays, score, stats, audio, free MLB TV game of the day, and so much more. Download on the App Store or visit Dodgers.com today. 2 out, 7th inning. Dodgers leading 8-0. A.J. Ellis is the batter. But on everyone's mind here in the ballpark are Drew Stubbs, Josh Rutledge, and Kyle Parker. They're the hitters due up in the 8th inning as the Rockies try somehow to get at least a base hit. They've had 1 base runner. That was Dickerson, who reached on Ramirez error. Ellis has flied to center, walked, scored a run, hit into a force play. And of course, as the catcher, he's as much involved as Kershaw. They've always made a good team anyway. Clayton has struck out 12, his career high 13. With 2 innings to go. Rutledge, who bats 2nd in the 8th inning, is the only man still in the lineup who has not struck out. Josh at 3rd base had grounded out, hit back to the box. Now he's the shortstop. 1-2 the count. Fastball, and a good one at 93. He's got that fastball. He also has a slider. a tighter curveball, and a pretty good changeup. Adams' father is an actor, mainly a theater actor. And hit in the air, going back forward is Stubbs. So, okay, the Dodgers are out of the way. No runs, 1 hit, and let's get to getting in the 8th inning. Clayton Kershaw fighting for a no-hitter. The Dodgers, no runs, no hits, 1 error. The Dodger era was Hanley Ramirez that broke Kershaw's shot at a perfect game. They're trying to support him a little more in his bid for a no-hitter, and so Carlos Triunfel will take over at shortstop. So you have Miguel Rojas at third, Triunfel at short for Hanley Ramirez, who made his error on the first hitter in the 7th inning. So Clayton's going to work. Drew Stubbs has struck out and grounded out. Josh Rutledge has grounded out and hit back to the box. And Kyle Parker has struck out twice. Tulowitzki no longer in the game. And here we are in the 8th inning. It is now time to take it seriously. Fastball strike. Career high 13. He has 12 strikeouts tonight. Fastball strike. Again, your eyes go over to the Colorado dugout, then to the Dodger dugout. Curveball got him. 13 strikeouts, a tie, and there's Ellen applauding her hubby. 1 out in the 8th. Now the man who has not struck out, that's that big curveball. Ellen sure laughed about that one. But now here's Rutledge, and he's the one guy who's made contact. He grounded to second and hit back to the box. Stir right. Josh from Coleman, Alabama. Fastball. I'm trying to think back. Did Kershaw have a 3-ball count? Once. Line drive foul. One moment of groan, then a sigh of relief. No balls and 2 strikes. Well, Rutledge hit that hard, pulled it too much. Ripped it. And see Kershaw. Yeah, he's extremely well aware of where he is. Slow breaking ball. 14 strikeouts, a career high. And he is 4 outs away. And the outs get bigger and heavier each time. There's that breaking ball. And the Dodger bench with Beckett of no-hit fame leading the applause. 2 out. And here's Kyle Parker. 1 hopper right at Gonzalez. For 8 innings, he has not allowed a hit. Heaves a big sigh of relief as he walks off the field. And he has 3 outs to go. And amongst the large crowd, the big heart of his wife Ellen beats a little faster. 8-0 Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw has pitched 8 innings without allowing a hit. He's 3 outs away from joining some rather illustrious pitchers in the Dodger record book. Since we don't believe in superstition, our job is to give you information. Here are the names. Sandy, of course, with 4, one of them a perfect game against the Cubs. Bill Singer, Jerry Royce, Fernando, Kevin Gross, Ramon Martinez, Hideo Nomo, and Josh Beckett this year. So the question is, will he be able to do it? He is due to face LeMahieu, Culbertson, and Dickerson. Bottom of the 8th inning, Miguel Rojas, then Kershaw, and then Gordon. Rex Brothers, hard-throwing left-hander, coming out of the pen to try and finish off the Dodgers in the 8th. Ball 1. Rex Brothers from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, went to Lipscomb University, a first-round pick by the Rockies. 26 years old. He'd be 27 Christmas week. Big crowd on hand, and they're enjoying every minute of it, this final game of the brief homestand. 46,069. 46,069. All hoping that they're sitting in on history. At least Kershaw will be busy for a moment or two on deck and going up to the plate. Better, I guess, to be busy than just sitting around in the dugout waiting for the 9th inning. Fastball, pop foul. Willen Rosario, no play. 1-2 the count. Rojas grounded out. It was a good play at first base by Kyle Parker. Doubled with the bases loaded to drive in 3. And last time up, hit into a double play. One ball, 2 strikes. Fastball, foul tipped, and down he goes. The brothers, who is a strikeout pitcher, takes care of Rojas. And now Clayton Kershaw, and he's going to get a standing ovation. $46,069 on their feet. Foul tip, 0-1. Kershaw twice has grounded to short. Last time up, fly to left. Up against a strikeout pitcher in Rex Brothers. One ball and 1 strike. One and 1. Slapped on the ground to short. Dodgers probably are just as glad, and the crowd probably, when they think about it, better he goes back to the dugout and sits down. And of course, you can just imagine he's going to get another ovation heading for the dugout. Listen. But there is still work to do. Ellis, Honeycutt, and then an empty bench. So here is Gordon. Walked, stole a base, scored a run, grounded out, struck out, walked again, and a strike. Again to repeat. DJ LeMahieu is due up. He has struck out twice. Charlie Culbertson will have his first at bat in the 9th. And then Corey Dickerson, who has struck out once. Dickerson is the one who hit the ground ball to short. Hanley Ramirez had a good bounce to field it. And then throwing on the run, threw it away. Whether it was the injured ring finger that bothered the throw, we don't know. But that's the only blot on the escutcheon of Clayton Kershaw. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's a strike. Everyone in place. It's not one of those nights with an 8-0 lead where half the park is emptied out. No, indeed. Not tonight. In the dirt. 2-2. Clayton alone with his thoughts, and I'm sure thinking about the hitters due up, how he has pitched them. AJ will be there to remind him. Fouled away. Of course, in this day and age, it's like Big Brother watching you. He's in the dugout. He knows there's a red light on the monitor. He knows everybody's looking at him. That's a tough spot to be in. And look at the K's. 14 strikeouts, a career high. Ball 3. I guess it's better for his wife Ellen to be here. I mean, it'd be awful to be home watching it on TV, listening to it on radio. She is here to share the moment with him. Hit to the gap. Good break on the ball by Stubbs. And that's it. All right. Now we are not going to lead. We don't want to break the mood. We are going to the 9th inning. Clayton Kershaw is trying to pitch a no-hitter. He had a perfect game for 6 innings. Ramirez era marred that effort. But now 3 men standing between him and the no-hitter. As far as his strikeouts are concerned, he has struck out 14. He struck out the side in the 6th inning. He gets another ovation as he walks to the mound. We have time. We're going to stay here and show you his strikeout on Dickerson, his strikeout on the catcher, Rosario. And he'll work his way through LeMahieu, who he got twice. He got everybody except Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki was 0 for 3. Rutledge was 0 for 2, but he struck out. So only Troy Tulowitzki failed to go down on strike. Curveball, fastball, change, everything worked. Slider as well. And so now here he is. I mean, Clayton's a bright young man. He's well aware of Sandy Koufax, and he is certainly compared to the great left-hander. He saw Josh Beckett pitch his no-hitter in Philadelphia. On the scoreboard, it's very obvious if you were sitting in the Dodger dugout, you look out and there it is. No runs, no hits. So now it's his moment. What he does with it after 101 pitches, we are delighted to share the moment with you. Clayton Kershaw out of Dallas, Texas, twice Cy Young Award winner in 2011, 2013, a Gold Glove, 2011, a 21-game winner. His earned run average last year a minuscule 1.8. And now, if you don't mind, I'm going to sit back and watch it with you. Big bouncer. Gonzalez hangs it. Kershaw for the putout. 2 outs to go. Ellen wearing the yellow blouse. 1 away. Rojas over to say something briefly. I don't think Kershaw wanted to be interrupted. His mind riveted on this. And here's Charlie Culbertson. Culbertson just getting into the game in a double switch. Charlie's from Calhoun, Georgia. High fly ball to shallow right. Gordon out. Puig is there. And there is 1 out to go. 1 miserable, measly out. And the batter is Corey Dickerson, who is the only man to get on base. It was Dickerson who hit the ground ball that Ramirez threw away for the error. Corey is from Macomb, Mississippi. The former pitcher converted to the outfield. Everyone up now. Fastball. And at 94. So there's a lot of petrol in the tank. Strike away. Hang in there, Ellen. Hang in there. and Beckett thinks of his own no-hitter. Curveball, pop foul. AJ coming over, no play. Now this would have run through a brick wall to catch that thing if he could. You try to put yourself in Kershaw's position. After all, he is a professional. He's been pitching for money since 2006. He's been pitching for the Dodgers in the big leagues since 2008. But your mouth has to be dry. Your throat has to be dry. Oh, and 2. Got it. He's done it. Kershaw pitches a no-hitter, a career-high 15 strikeouts, and although it's lost in the excitement, the Dodgers are 4 games behind the San Francisco Giants. Kershaw made 6 pitches in the 9th inning. You talk about getting it over in a hurry. He made 107 pitches in the game. It is the 22nd no-hitter in Dodger history. 12 here in Los Angeles, 10 in Brooklyn. Heartiest congratulations to Clayton, and of course a big wave to his bride Ellen. Second deck, worrying over every pitch. Rick Honeycutt gives him a hug. Mark McGuire, Davey Lopes. I mean, the parade is on. He's also 7-2, as if that's important for the moment. He is 12-5 lifetime against the Rockies. Many of the Rockies are still in the dugout, just stunned and watching the celebration. Without a doubt, of course, Clayton Kershaw is the player of the game. And that's the big picture. A.J. Ellis, his buddy, who is as part of the no-hitter as every catcher is. Now, of course, the photographer's time. Eventually, he'll be interviewed. And then when it's all said and done, he'll escape all the excitement and the noise and go back and talk about a dream come true with his wife Ellen. Big moment in a young life. Right now, let's go down to the field to Alana Rizzo and to Clayton Kershaw.
All right, Vin, thank you very much. Clayton Kershaw, first no-hitter of your career. You're a bit emotional already. Congratulations. If it is possible, please take me through the emotion.
It's cold.
That was cold, but you were hot tonight, Clayton. 15 strikeouts, your career high. What's going through your head?
It wasn't amazing. I mean, that's so amazing. Oh my! I can't. You know, Beckett told me he was going to teach me how to do that. So I got Josh to thank.
At what point did you get a sense that this could be a magical evening?
Well, we just started scoring so many runs. I just didn't want to screw that up. So I just kept trying to throw strikes, and you know, it was just so much fun. I can't explain it.
You have 2 Cy Young Awards, narrowly 3 Cy Young Awards. Where does this, oh, it's the foam party. That's very deserving of a foam party. 2 Cy Young Awards, almost 3 a couple years ago. Where does this rank in already such a historic career for you?
As far as individual games go, this is pretty special. You know, I'll remember this for the rest of my life. And get to do it at home, it's even better. This is amazing. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You had talked that Josh Beckett was able to do it just a few weeks ago when we were in Philadelphia. The last time 2 Dodgers threw a no-hitter in the same season, 1956. How special is this for you and this starting rotation?
I'm in great company. You know, all these guys have been throwing great, and you know, just try to keep doing our jobs. This has been it's been really fun so far.
Your wife Ellen was hanging on every single pitch. They kept showing on the broadcast. Ellen, come on over. You tipped your cap. You were looking at her up in the stands. How special is this for you and your family? Ellen Kershaw, everybody. Incredibly proud of you, incredibly excited for you. I'm going to let you enjoy this with your beautiful wife and your teammates. Congratulations, Clayton.
Thank you.
Congratulations, everybody. Clayton Kershaw. Vin, back up to you. What a tremendous moment for such a wonderful young pitcher.
Thank you, Alana. By the way, you might wonder, you know, the last time a pitcher tossed a no-hitter with the only runner to reach on an error, Jonathan Sanchez pitched a no-hitter for the Giants back in 2009. Interestingly enough, the error came in the 8th inning, and it was by Juan Uribe. As far as this date, June the 18th, is concerned, Ewell Blackwell pitched a no-hitter against the Braves in 1947. In 1967, Don Wilson with Houston pitched a no-hitter against the Atlanta Braves. And we remember Carl Erskine's first no-hitter came on June 19 over the Cubs way back in 1952. Another matchup, Koufax on September the 9th, 1965, went 9, did not give up anything, struck out 14. Kershaw tonight went 9, did not give up anything, and he struck out 15. So Kershaw writes his name in the Dodger history book. A tough act to follow, but the Dodgers 4 games back will pick up Friday night in San Diego. Dan Herron will be on the mound. We look forward to talking to you then. Hope you enjoyed the ride. We'll talk to you then. Good night, everybody.